making a video for you to help you learn, I guess, some of the stuff that you're having problems with. So I guess right now we'll start off with the movement, just because the movement in Tekken is so weird, especially if you've never played Tekken before. So let's see, like, I guess what new players might do is, like, they're not sure how to move around, so what you might have is them doing this. Like, look how laggy that is. You know, how are you supposed to move when you do your dash back and you get this animation there? Like, look how slow that is. So what you can do to make it so it's not so slow is, like, when you dash back and you see that lag there where you, like, stops moving, you can actually cancel that with a sidestep. So you could do something like that, like dash back, cancel that with a sidestep, and then dash again. So it might look like this. So that's kind of how you can move around in Tekken without knowing how to Korean backdash, which is this. I mean, it's doing that like takes a lot of practice. So, like, no new person's gonna be able to do that right away. And, like, that's like one of the hardest things about Tekken is moving around, and that's basically like dash dancing in Melee. It serves the same purpose, but it's just a lot harder to do, and takes a lot more practice to be able to do it. So, you won't be able to do that right away, so what you can do is just do what I mentioned earlier. You dash back, sidestep, and then it'll look like something like this. So you can kind of move around like that, instead of moving around in this clunky way that you're probably doing right now. Like, how are you supposed to move like that? So what else is there? There's movement. I hope I explained it a little bit right there, so you can at least kind of have an understanding of how you're supposed to move, because it's so weird. But you also mentioned the whole 3 different states, like the standing state, the full crouch state, and the wall standing state. So probably the weirdest thing you're having trouble with right now is the wall standing state, just because it's like exclusive to Tekken, as far as I know. You know, they don't have anything like that in Street Fighter or Melee. But so when you're crouching and you release your crouch and you're standing back up, you're actually in like a little separate state where you have a certain set of moves that you can only get from while standing. So let's say if you hit square, you get a jab. You're in full crouch, you hit square, you get like a crouch jab. But if you're crouching and you release and hit square at the same time, you get a wall standing move. And for Gigas, it's this guy right here. So that's pretty much wall standing moves, because if you do, let's see, I'm gonna have him do a move. I'm gonna like show you how you implement while standing moves in Tekken. So this guy, he's gonna do a low, and we're gonna block it. So, well, oh man, that's actually launch punishable. But anyway, we'll just use the square as an example. So you block this move, right? So how do you punish this move? You block it, and you really don't want to punish with a crouch move, because they're all kind of slow and they don't really do anything. So what you would do instead is block it, and then after you're done blocking it, you just do a move like a square, and you get a while standing move. And that's kind of what the while standing moves are for. You use them to punish lows. And obviously there's different kinds of wall standing moves. So this is, like this right here, would just be your generic 11 frame punish for wall standing. That one right there is a 13 frame wall standing punish, as you can see in the frame data right there. And this one right here, I guess, what is this? I don't even know what that does. I don't play this guy, so I don't know the moves. So, okay, so that's wall standing. But you also have full crouch moves. So that's like when you're holding your crouch position, and you do like a move in your full crouch. That's basically full crouch moves. But I just found out right now, he has this guy here, which is like a giant low. And you do that from full crouch too by holding down, and then you hit down, forward, and triangle, and you get this guy. So that's like an example of like having a full crouch move that isn't like a generic jab or something, you know? Like these are all generic full crouch moves. But he actually has a full crouch move that's unique to him, which is this guy right here. You can experiment a little bit more to see what else he has. I mean, I don't play Giga, so I don't know everything that he has. Also about full crouch, or even while standing, some moves leave you in crouch, like this guy right here. Like you might be doing this to tag an opponent, and then when you try and hit a button afterwards, you notice that you get this while standing move right here, right? Like we were talking about it earlier. You do this move, then hit square, you get the while standing move. There's a reason for that, and that's because this move leaves you in crouch. So when you do this move, you gotta remember every time you do this move, you only have your full crouch and your while standing moves accessible to you. So you got this guy here, you can do this right there, you know, there's like different little mix-ups that you can do, but you do not have access to your normal standing moves. So, yeah, there you go. What does this guy have? I mean, I don't think he has a generic hotpick. Let's see, what else? Oh, if you're playing Gigas, that's a really good move. That's like a really good move. It's like a safe mid-launcher. So, this move will be your best friend. I know that much about Gigas. What other moves do we have? Trying to figure out certain moves that leave... Oh, there you go, right there. So, certain moves, they leave you in crouch, and also certain moves, they leave your opponent in crouch. So that's another reason why it's important to know your while standing and full crouch stuff. Because this guy right here, I'm gonna record it. Like as you can see, you get the hit, and then you only, like, when you're recovering, you only have access to your while standing moves. Like, even if you're not holding down, because this move, when it hits you, it puts you in full crouch, that it means that you only have access to your while standing and your full crouch moves. So, yeah, there's other moves like that where they force your opponent to crouch. There's moves that make it so you go into crouch when you do them, like this guy right here. And then there's some moves where if your opponent blocks it, even if they block it, they are still in crouch. So, I mean, those are just a couple of examples. So, alright, well, I guess that's it for this video right now. That's kind of everything that we talked about online, so those are just like the two things that we mentioned, or you were having trouble with. I hope this video helped out a little bit. So, I guess we'll continue talking later on, and if this video was helpful, I'll just go ahead and keep making them for you. So that's it. I'll send this to you right away. Peace.